Hello, welcome back. We are continuing to keep a focus on the AQI right here on the Breakfast Club. And Delhi right now, if you're in the entire NCR region, you possibly woke up to the first day that felt like winter. Except when you looked out, what looked like fog was smog, was actually a lot of pollution. We are actually tracking these numbers since earlier today, and we've seen these same numbers. So about an hour ago, these numbers were higher. And in just the last hour, as the sun has slowly come out, we've actually seen most of these regions' numbers fall. Now, we're going to take you through the numbers in just a second. You can see the map open right here. Let's start off with near where we are right now, which is obviously Noida. And Noida, you're reporting they're not the greatest numbers, as you can see. There's 402 that's coming in from sector 116, very close to where we are. But if you really look at some of the bad numbers you've got coming in, we'll just show you. So you've got over here the pollution epicenter of sorts that's taking place up here. So in North Delhi, in ITI Jahangirpuri, you've got 968. You're almost touching 999. You're really touching high numbers up there. That picture is not any better in other parts of Delhi. So typically in Delhi, you do see better numbers around the green lungs. What we mean by that is areas where you have obviously a lot of forest. Things aren't getting better though there in that region, though they typically do. So what do I mean when I say that? If you check in, for example, at R.K. Puram, which is right next to where the Aravali Biodiversity Forest falls in Delhi, your numbers are still not good. So you're showing a 659, as you can see over there. Those are not great numbers. And what that also means, and I'll just show you that in a second, if you just look at these numbers, for example, so the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, let's just check in more of Delhi, Shri Aurobindo Marg, these are all areas around Delhi's green pockets. Those numbers are still terrible. So even in the greener areas, we aren't getting good numbers in. And lastly, let's check in on Gurgaon, because remember, we want to bring you that check-in of both of Delhi's neighbors. We've brought you Noida. If you just look down here in Gurgaon, numbers aren't good, but numbers are better than Delhi. You can see 362 coming in. You've got, as you can see, this entire region, you've got 362 coming in. So those are the numbers across the NCR region. Not a great day to step out. As we tell you all the time, take your necessary precautions. Sonal will tell you a little bit about how you need to be careful in this time.
So those are the Delhi NCR numbers, but the worrying fact about air pollution is that if we zoom out and we look at the all India picture, it's not like it's only contained to Delhi NCR. Metros across the country are facing air pollution. Even smaller towns now are facing pollution. So one really has to gear up. That means get your air purifiers as much as possible wherever you are, workplace, and especially at night when you're sleeping. Also, that means N95. It is uncomfortable, but we've got to wear it because it's a matter of our lungs. But let's get a sort of understanding of where this is headed and what is the government actually doing about this. We are joined by Anshul now, who joins us from the National Capital Region to give us more perspective into this. Anshul, you know, the thing with AQI at the moment is, and wow, we can see nothing behind you really. That's how thick the smog is at the moment. But what I've been noticing this year around is that unlike last couple of years where people were angry about air, there were questions being raised in front of the government. Okay, what about odd even? What about smog towers? What about, you know, policies? What about farm fires? This year around, people have almost accepted this. I mean, I'm seeing this sort of sense of helplessness that's really penetrating in. But tell us, what is going on inside the Secretariat? Are there talks of sort of handling this and handling this any better?
Well, yes, definitely there are talks. Like every year, we have seen that there are a lot of steps that are taken or at least made on paper that is made by the government, either by the central government or by the Delhi government. This time around as well, we are seeing similar talks happening. But yes, the implementation on the ground that was supposed to happen from last year or from the last several years, that is not seen this year as well. In fact, till today, as the AQI in the national capital is deteriorating in a very, very bad manner. I'll just try and show you in the visuals right behind me. This gives an actual sense of how dense the smog is this morning out here in the national capital. But if we speak about the steps that have been taken by the government this time around, generally the graph 4 measures were in place out here in the national capital. This time around, that has still not been implemented. Apart from that, the AQI is constantly deteriorating. Now remember, the season of stubble burning that happens in Punjab and Haryana is almost towards its end. Now what experts are pointing out that this smog or increased level of pollution that can be seen out here in the national capital is because particular emissions. Until now, there has been no steps that have been taken. In fact, the Supreme Court and the Delhi High Court have also come down heavily on the government on how they are sleeping throughout the year, and it is only just the initial few weeks of October that we see that the government is jumping into action. Several press conferences happen, and then the entire politics starts around how Delhi is being turned into a gas chamber. This time around as well, there has been no significant improvement. There has been no significant step that has been taken by the government which could point towards bringing a better future for the people of national capital. Now today, even as the AQI is slightly better if we compare it to what was yesterday, the main reason of this smog is being said to be the sudden drop in temperature. This morning, the minimum temperature out here in the national capital was somewhere around the 15 to 16 degrees mark, and due to this sudden drop in temperature, we are seeing that the smog has yet again engulfed the national capital. Now, the IMD at this point in time is predicting that on the 15th of November, it is expected that it will rain out here in the national capital, which will eventually mean that the pollutants will settle down, and then from there the winters will officially come to the national capital, because it is almost mid of November, and till now the people of the national capital are still waiting to get into their winter outfits. So over the next few days, the AQI is likely to get worse, but once it rains, there is going to be a slight relief for the people of the national capital between 15th to 17th of November, and then eventually after that we are going to see again the pollution levels in the national capital rise throughout this month of November and probably through the month of December as well.
Anshul, that's an important point though. So for Delhiites, for those in the NCR region, monsoons is obviously over, but rain might come again in just a few days is what you're saying, and that will again create a fall in the temperature, like we all woke up to this morning, feeling like maybe winter has started. Anshul, thank you for bringing us that update. We're going to head into a quick break. On the other side, we're going to keep bringing you the Breakfast Club, other stories, so do stay with us.